Nuwa looked up at the shattered sky, a spectacle of destruction that echoed the tragedy that had befallen the world. The clouds gathered in a dark mantle, as if the universe were weeping. She felt a profound connection to the earth, as if every grain of dust was calling out to her, pleading for help. "What happened to the balance I fought so hard to preserve?" she murmured, her voice heavy with sorrow. The emptiness in her heart mirrored the vastness of the catastrophe. Determined to restore what had been lost, Nuwa resolved to take action. Without hesitation, she made her way to a sacred lake, where the deep waters concealed secrets and mystical forces. With a graceful gesture, her hands skimmed the lake's surface, producing a glow that illuminated her face. "These colorful stones, they will help me mend the sky," she thought as she dove in. Upon reaching the bottom, her fingers intertwined with luminous stones, each pulsating with the universe's vital energy. "What beauty! Each color represents a life, a hope," she exclaimed, marveling at the light reflecting in her eyes. As she collected the stones, her memories transported her back to the moment she shaped the first humans from clay, giving them form and soul. What will become of them now? Will they be enough to reverse this destruction? Nuwa pondered, her thoughts filled with concern. She remembered how each human she created had a purpose, a spark of life that could change the world. "If I fail, what will happen to the balance I cherish so much?" she questioned, her heart heavy with the responsibility she bore. Caught between nostalgia and determination, Nuwa continued her task, each stone emerging from the sacred waters, symbolizing not only a step toward repairing the sky, but also a promise that life, even in the face of adversity, would always find a way to flourish. "I cannot give up. Hope must prevail," she declared, her voice echoing in the vast silence around her. The journey had just begun, and with each choice, the goddess knew that the future of humanity and the universe itself lay in her hands. With the colorful stones shimmering in her hand, Nuwa climbed the mountain of heaven, her heart beating in sync with the earth below. As she progressed, a gentle breeze began to blow, carrying with it the whispers of a group of humans who worshipped her. They were gathered in a small camp, their expressions of hope and determination reflecting the light of the setting sun. "Look, it's Nuwa!" exclaimed a woman with long black hair, her eyes shining with admiration. The humans, a mix of men and women, approached, forming a semicircle around the goddess. "Great Nuwa, we have come to help you in your mission," said a young man with tousled hair and a resolute gaze. "We offer our strength and courage to restore the sky." Nuwa smiled, feeling the vibrant energy emanating from those before her. "I thank you all, brave humans. Together, we can overcome any challenge that lies ahead. We must unite our forces to bring light back to our world." With a nod, the humans began to gather stones from the ground, assisting Nuwa in collecting the materials she needed. The atmosphere filled with laughter and words of encouragement as they worked together. The young man who had spoken earlier, Li Wei, stood out, organizing the others and exhibiting a spirit of leadership that impressed the goddess. Meanwhile, in a distant clearing, Xianwu watched the scene with a dark expression. He growled to himself, his eyes reflecting the darkness that dwelled in his heart. These humans are merely pawns in a greater game. Nuwa will not realize that her weakness will be her downfall. He gestured, summoning shadowy creatures that emerged from the gloom with red eyes and sharp claws. "Go! Disrupt their work. Make their hope turn to despair," ordered Xianwu, his voice laced with venom. The creatures scattered, racing toward Nuwa's group, ready to sow chaos. As the group of humans continued their task, they remained unaware of the danger approaching. The tension in the air began to rise, and Nuwa, sensing the change, turned abruptly. "Li Wei, we need to prepare. Something is coming," she shouted, her voice ringing out across the mountain. "Stay together and remain alert." Li Wei looked at his companions, determination in his gaze. "Form a circle. We are in this together." He brandished a glowing stone, as if it were a weapon against the impending darkness. The creatures burst into the clearing, filling the air with a horrendous sound. Nuwa raised her hands, ready to invoke her protective magic. Protect yourselves. I will not let evil reach you. The energies clashed, and the battle for survival began as the goddess and her humans fought against the forces of darkness that threatened to extinguish the light they so desperately wished to restore. Nuwa took a deep breath, trying to regain her strength after the intense battle. The sun was beginning to set, casting a golden glow over the mountain of heaven. She knew she couldn't afford to rest for long. The shadow of Xian Wu still loomed over the world. With a slight tremor in her hands, she decided it was time to seek a new ally, someone who could help her confront the darkness that threatened creation. I need to go to the Azure Dragon, she murmured to herself, contemplating the journey ahead. Legend had it that he possessed deep knowledge of the forces that govern the universe. With renewed determination, Nuwa began to scale the mountain, each step echoing in her mind like a mantra of hope. Upon reaching the entrance of the cave illuminated by crystals, Nuwa was dazzled. The walls sparkled with magical light, reflecting her own fear and determination. In the center of the cave, the Azure Dragon awaited, his imposing presence radiating wisdom and power. "Who dares disturb my rest, woman of clay?" roared the dragon, his scales shimmering like sapphires under the light of the crystals. "I am Nuwa, the creator," she replied, her voice steady despite the reverence she felt. "I come seeking your help. Xian Wu, the war god, seeks to destroy what I have created. I need a powerful ally to restore balance." The Azure Dragon regarded her with deep, wise eyes. Only the union of the four elements can defeat Xian Wu. Earth, water, fire, and air must come together in harmony. Are you willing to seek each of them? Yes, Nuwa affirmed, her heart pounding with the certainty that this was the only way to save the world. But how will I find the elements? Each resides in its own domain, the dragon explained. The earth element lies in the forest of giants, guarded by a sentinel. The water element is protected by a mermaid in an enchanted lake. The fire element, a dragon that tests the courage of those who approach. And the air element floats among the clouds, invisible to human eyes. Without hesitation, Nuwa thanked the Azure Dragon. "I promise I will return with the elements. Together, we will defeat Xian Wu and restore peace." With her heart full of hope, Nuwa left the cave, leaving behind the glow of the crystals and the wisdom of the dragon. She knew the journey would be difficult, but the promise of a better future for humanity guided her. "Li Wei, I need you to gather the others," she said upon returning to the camp, where the young man awaited her anxiously. "I'm going in search of the elements. I promise I will return." Li Wei, his eyes filled with determination, replied, "We will be here, ready to fight by your side." "You are not alone, Nuwa." The goddess smiled, feeling the strength of human support around her. With one last glance at the fractured sky, Nuwa set off in search of the elements, her spirit burning with the certainty that creation was stronger than any dark force that tried to destroy it. Nuwa walked through the forest of giants, surrounded by immense trees that seemed to touch the sky. The smell of damp earth filled her nostrils, and the songs of birds created a symphony of life around her. However, a deep silence enveloped the forest, as if a guardian were watching every step she took. When she finally encountered the colossal guardian of Earth, a being made of intertwined roots and ancient stones, she hesitated for a moment before his enormity. "Who dares enter my domain?" the guardian's voice echoed, deep and resonant like distant thunder. "I am Nuwa, the goddess creator," she replied, her voice steady, though her heart raced. "I come seeking the earth element to restore balance to the world." The guardian observed her with eyes like deep wells. "Balance? That concept is fragile. Why should I help a goddess who is created and destroyed?" Nuwa took a deep breath, recalling the importance of her mission. Because creation and destruction are intertwined. Harmony is not just about preserving what is, but also about transforming what can be. Together, we can create a future where life flourishes. He hesitated, the roots around him stirring slightly. "Prove to me that your words are not empty. I accept your challenge," Nuwa declared, resolute. With her hands, she shaped the earth around her, creating figures of humans and beasts. See what the earth can generate when it is cared for. The guardian watched closely, and slowly, a smile formed on his earthen face. "You speak with sincerity. I choose to join you." With the earth element now by her side, Nuwa set off toward the enchanted lake, where the mermaid guarded the water element. As she approached the shore, Nuwa felt the presence of the siren, who emerged from the water with hair made of seaweed and eyes that sparkled like stars. "Who dares disturb the serenity of this lake?" the siren questioned, her voice soft yet firm. "I am Nuwa, and I seek the element of water to restore the balance of the world," she replied, maintaining her composure. The siren assessed her for a moment before pointing to the reflective waters. "To win my trust, you must undergo a test of faith. If you cannot trust me, what can you do for humanity?" Nuwa recognized the significance of the moment and decided to take a risk. "I trust you. I am ready to submit to this trial." The siren smiled, and the waters began to stir. "Dive in and let the lake reveal the truth in your heart." Without hesitation, Nuwa plunged into the depths of the lake. The waters enveloped her, and she felt her deepest memories surfacing. When she emerged, the siren was there, waiting. "You have faced your truths. Now I trust you," the siren declared. And with a gesture, the waters transformed into a cloak that wrapped around Nuwa, granting her the element of water. With two elements now under her protection, Nuwa set off in search of the element of fire. Upon arriving at a cave illuminated by the flames of a majestic dragon, she found herself confronted by the guardian of fire. "Who dares challenge my flame?" the dragon roared, its scales shimmering like lava. "I am Nuwa, and I seek the element of fire to complete my mission," she replied, refusing to be intimidated. "Do you believe you can tame the fire? What are you willing to sacrifice?" the dragon asked, its eyes burning with curiosity. "I am prepared to reveal my true purpose," Nuwa affirmed with courage, knowing it was time to demonstrate her determination. The dragon raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Then speak, goddess, and perhaps I will consider your offer." Nuwa took a deep breath, feeling the flame of passion and creation pulse within her. "I do not seek power for power's sake, but for life and harmony. I wish to unite the elements to create a world where all can live in peace." The dragon evaluated her in silence, the heat around them becoming almost unbearable. "If you do not fail in your promise, I may consider your cause. I promise to fight for that balance, no matter the cost," Nuwa declared, her voice strong as heated metal. Touched by her sincerity, the dragon decided to join her, and the flames that had once been a challenge became a dance of light and heat, sealing their alliance. With earth, water, and fire at her side, Nuwa felt a surge of strength within her, ready to face whatever Xianwu had planned. Now accompanied by the elements of earth, water, and fire, Nuwa sensed a growing warmth in her chest. The power emanating from the union of the four elements pulsed like a vibrant heart, and the goddess knew that the moment of truth had arrived. She and her allies, the humans led by Li Wei, gathered in a radiant clearing surrounded by majestic trees that seemed to whisper words of encouragement. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation and anxiety, as if nature itself awaited the outcome of the battle that would determine the future of the world. "Are we ready, Nuwa?" Li Wei asked, his voice steady, but his eyes betrayed a mix of anxiety and determination. He looked at the other humans, who were armed with makeshift tools prepared to fight. "The strength of the elements is with me, Li Wei. Together, we are more than mere creatures of clay. We are the essence of life. Never forget that," Nuwa replied, her gaze deep and confident. With a solemn gesture, she raised the sphere of energy, which shone brightly, reflecting the vibrant colors of the elements. The glow illuminated the clearing, and soon a sinister laughter echoed through the forest. Xianwu, the warrior god, appeared, his dark presence overshadowing the light around him. Do you truly believe you can defeat me, Nuwa? He mocked, his eyes blazing with threatening ferocity. Your efforts are futile. Chaos is my ally. Nuwa felt anger surge within her, but also a renewed determination. Chaos may be powerful, Xianwu, but creation is even stronger. The union of the elements is proof of that. With a cry, Nuwa hurled the sphere of energy toward Xianwu. The sphere expanded, creating a vortex of light that began to envelop the warrior god. The shadowy creatures that accompanied him hesitated, sensing the strength of the energy emanating from the union of the four elements. Charge! Li Wei shouted, brandishing a makeshift sword made of branches and stones. The humans, inspired by Nuwa's courage, rushed toward the creatures, fighting bravely with determination and valor. The battle unfolded in a frenzy of light and darkness, with Nuwa and her allies facing the forces of Xianwu. With every movement, Nuwa felt the energy of the elements flowing through her, amplifying her strength and courage. She knew that the fate of humanity and the world depended on this fight, and she could not fail. At the climax of the battle, Nuwa sensed the energy of the four elements pulsing within her. With a graceful movement, she raised her hands, forming a luminous sphere above her head. The glow intensified, reflecting the vibrant colors of earth, water, fire, and air. The humans, led by Li Wei, watched in admiration, realizing they were about to witness something extraordinary. "We're with you, Nuwa!" shouted Li Wei, his voice strong and filled with hope. "Yes, together we are stronger," echoed the others. Their unity seemed to feed the goddess's power, and she smiled before turning her gaze to Xianwu, who approached with a dark expression. "You cannot win, Nuwa. Destruction will always triumph over creation," Xianwu challenged, his voice rumbling like thunder. But Nuwa, now fully in command of her power, responded with a serene strength. "It is not destruction that defines the world, but the balance between creation and destruction. I am the guardian of that balance." With those words, a brilliance illuminated the battlefield. The sphere transformed into a wave of energy that enveloped Xianwu, causing him to hesitate. In that moment, truth emerged from the shadows. He was not just an opponent, but Nuwa's lost brother. "Xianwu," Nuwa called, her tone tinged with sadness. "You have lost your way in the pursuit of ambition, but there is still hope. Come with me. Choose redemption." Xianwu paused, his expression of anger slowly shifting to confusion and pain. "Redemption? I don't know if I deserve it." "Everyone deserves a second chance," Nuwa said, extending her hand. The glow of the sphere around her seemed to pulse in response to her sister's plea. After a moment of hesitation, Xianwu finally nodded, his heart heavy yet resolute. "I will sacrifice myself to restore the sky. The balance must be maintained." With those words, he launched himself into the sphere of light, a cry echoing throughout creation. The energy expanded, and a wave of light spread across the shattered sky. The cracks began to seal, and the darkness receded, revealing a radiant blue sky. Nuwa watched as tears of gratitude streamed down her face. When the light faded, her humans stood beside her, now more united than ever. "Together, we are the true force of creation," she declared, now recognized as the goddess of creation and harmony. Meanwhile, Xianwu transformed into a guardian spirit, a symbol of his choice to protect the balance. He looked at Nuwa one last time, a sad smile forming on his lips. "Take care of each other," he whispered before disappearing into the mists of the restored sky. Surrounded by her humans, Nuwa felt the joy and peace radiating from her new family. The sky was healed, and with it, true harmony had been achieved. "Let us together care for and protect this world we have created," she said, her voice resonating like a song of hope across the vast horizon.